In the world of children's books, there are successful authors. And then there is JK Rowling. It's estimated that to date she's sold nearly 400 million copies of her books. To put this into perspective, that's around the same number as Enid Blyton. Blyton, however, produced 800 titles over 40 years. Jo Rowling achieved those incredible sales figures with just 7 novels in 10 years. The books are, of course, the Harry Potter series, which started in 1997 and came to a conclusion in 2007. When Rowling began the first book, she was a single mum living in Edinburgh and had to get her baby to sleep before she could get any writing done in the local cafe.
He was in such a bad mood by the time he got to divination that he had quite forgotten his careers appointment with Professor McGonagall, remembering it only when Ron asked him why he wasn't in her office. He hurtled back upstairs and arrived out of breath, only a few minutes late. "Sorry, Professor," he panted.
JK Rowling was born in July 1965 in Gloucestershire. Harry Potter, however, was born fully formed one day in 1990 when she was on a 4-hour delayed train trip from Manchester to London. But while she was writing, she lost her mother after a long battle with multiple sclerosis. The emotional effects of this go a long way to explaining the feelings of loss that permeate the whole series. 12 publishers famously rejected Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone before Bloomsbury took it up on the recommendation of the chairman's 8-year-old daughter after she'd read the first chapter. And the books have been a publishing phenomenon. Credited with getting a whole generation of children interested in reading again, they've also been surprisingly successful with adults. By the time The Deathly Hallows was released in 2007, sales records were being blasted out of the water. It became the fastest-selling book of all time and sold 11 million copies in the UK and US on its first day of release. The first 5 film versions met with equally stunning success, grossing more than $4 billion, making Harry Potter the highest-earning film franchise of all time. But with success came high expectations, and Rowling's plot and character choices were subjected to intense scrutiny, something she was happy to see the end of when she completed the series.
To an extent, the pressure's off, I suppose, because it's the last book, so I feel quite liberated. I can just resolve the story now, and it's fun. It's fun in a way that it hasn't been before, because finally I'm doing my resolution. I think some people will loathe it and some will love it, but that's how it should be.
Once the 7th book was out, it was time for Rowling to say goodbye to Harry. To ease the process, she decided to handwrite and illustrate a fairy tale story as a gift to 6 people who were closely connected to Harry Potter. The Tales of Beedle the Bard was referred to in the final Potter book. A 7th handwritten story was auctioned and raised almost £2 million for a children's charity in the Czech Republic.
I probably won't say goodbye in any meaningful sense for a few more years because they're still making the films, of course, and I'm still very involved with the films, which is wonderful. I will forever, I mean, I know and you know that I will forever be known as the writer of Harry Potter, and I'm completely fine with that. Harry has given me more than I could have ever dreamed of, and I'm very grateful to him.
And who wouldn't be grateful? Thanks to Harry and his pals, Rowling has earned more than $1 billion. The mother of 3 donates much of her time and money to deserving causes, with various children's charities particularly high on her list of priorities.
I'm really happy. I certainly hasn't, I mean, I think I've become happier and happier, and part of that reason is that I feel I'm doing the thing that I most want to do, and I think that I've got better at it, actually, because I think the last book was my favourite of the series, so that was the best way to end.
Three.